Hello, everyone. How are you doing? Welcome to Facts and Two Cents. I hope you are all doing well. Hope you've had a great holiday. Well, you're having, I should say, a great holiday, doing whatever you're doing, eating lots, hanging out with your family, whatever it is you are doing. I hope you guys are having a great time. I hope our faves are having a great time. I absolutely, this is actually, you probably know, this is one of my favorite pictures of Harry and Meghan. And I love this scene. I was like going through all of my because I use Adobe, so I have all of these free backgrounds. And I was like, oh, I love this background. It's so perfect for this photo. And I put together like a little video Christmas card with our faves in different backgrounds. So I hope you guys had a chance to watch it. But we have not heard from them. So whatever they're doing in Montecito, I wish them all the best. Hope they had a great time hanging out with their family and friends. So yeah. But how are you all doing, my friends in the chat? I'm just going to say hi to everyone in for a second. Hello, Connie Baum. I said hello to you earlier. And Cinderella and our awesome moderator, Karen M. Hello. And Ernie and Leslie. Hello, Leslie, out there in Florida. How are you, my friend? Auntie Jane is here, and Black Queen is here, and Nalu Thandu is here hanging out with us from South Africa. Hello, Nalu Thandu. And Rosa is here, and Annie is here. Robert from Rome. Hello, Robert. How are you? How is Christmas in Rome? I'd love to hear what you do in Rome for Christmas. So we have our international group here. Gracie is here, and Annie is here, and Ganita, and Perlina, and Lady Shandy is here. Joan, Lakiva 1000. Oh my goodness. LDSW is here. Hello, my friends. Hopefully others of us could join us as well. We could hang out and chat about whatever is going on. But whatever is going on, our faves are making sure that they are outside of that frame. They are not dealing with anything at all. They're not responding. This is their private time, and I just love that for them. I absolutely love that for them. I have not a traditional person in a lot of ways, and so I could imagine. I know Meghan during when she went to the Variety Awards thing, a couple months ago, she said that they were doing some traditions, or I guess creating some traditions, because now the kids are a little bit older. And so, I could imagine whatever. And of course, I love this background too. I'm like, oh, yep, this is perfect for them. And of course, this was 2 years ago, 3 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. Their Christmas card with baby Lily was a little tiny little one. She is probably like, I am not a baby. And it's so funny. Meghan mentioned when she was talking about Archie wanting a Leica camera, she had to correct herself because she said my 4-year-old, and then she corrected herself and says, well, actually, he would say, I'm not 4, I'm 4.5. That is just how kids are. You don't dare say say that they're 2 or 3. No, it's 3.5 or 4.5. And so they have to make sure that you know that they're older than that. And so I can imagine baby Lily is the same, and she's probably will correct me and say, I am not a baby. I am a big girl. They are so adorable. Kids are just the best. And then, you get to be my age and you're like, no. I'm 20 forever. I am not 40. I'm not 50. I'm not 60. I'm whatever the age is. I am 20 forever. We can sort of go back, so. But again, hopefully, and what we pray and hope for them is that they've had a great time just being together and hanging out and being family for the holidays, right? So how are you guys doing? How was yours? If you'd like to let us know, that would be awesome as well. No, don't need to, we don't want to pry into your life, but if you'd love to share, please do let us know what you're doing. And also, today is, yes, Boxing Day. I don't think I ever knew what Boxing Day meant. I'm from the Caribbean, so we always celebrated Boxing Day, which is the day after Christmas. I just don't think I've ever looked up what Boxing Day meant and what is Boxing Day. I just knew it was a holiday. I was like, great. I have no idea what Boxing Day is supposed to be. So if anybody knows what Boxing Day is, because obviously I never looked it up, so I have no idea. But while I was in the Caribbean when I was growing up, I very much appreciated the extra day of holiday. So, and I know that I think they celebrate it in the UK as well. I don't know if they do in Canada, but definitely in the Caribbean when I was growing up, yeah, we celebrated it even though I had no idea what the thing meant. So please share if you do know what Boxing Day means. And one of the things is so funny. I am so not a traditional person, but this year I decided, okay, I'm going to, incorporate some traditions, which is one of which is okay. I love, yeah, you know me, I love photography, so I would go around the city taking photographs. I'm horrible at videography, so don't kill me. I am a photographer at heart. Videos, I'm a little shaky on. But so I decided a couple days ago to just walk around and just see the sights, and I posted a little, I think one or two videos, and then the other ones I uploaded it onto YouTube forgetting to put music, and now I can't use it because it's just sort of sitting there because I can't backtrack and add music to it, and it's just like it sounds really horrible. So maybe I'm just gonna go back there and re-record it and post it. But so I had an opportunity to go by, and it's so funny during Christmas. If you're a New Yorker, I would assume the majority of New Yorkers are like me. We stay away from Fifth Avenue or Rockefeller Center at this time because, oh my goodness, it is a bit of a crush. And so I was there on Saturday. And the only reason, honestly, the real reason I was there was because I went to a protest for a Free Palestine protest, which was right on Fifth Avenue and 59th Street. So after the protest, I just, went back and hung out at 50 at 51st Street by Rockefeller Center, and also by the Saks Fifth Avenue. I think I posted a little video from Saks. And so if you don't know, this is the Rockefeller Christmas tree. It's this massive tree. It was so packed with people, I could not even get to video where they skate, which is literally right at the bottom of where the tree is, because they blocked off around it so much. I think, was it last year or something, that the tree fell or something like that, some craziness like that. So I think they're probably just being careful. And so a lot of it where, the years before you could go right under the tree, and this year you can't because it just barricaded it off. So there is like thousands of people in this little street because some people want to see the literally right across this very tiny street is where they filmed the Today Show and everything. And so everyone wants, tourists want to come and see where they filmed the Today Show. And, it's all glass, so you can see right in. So it's kind of like a tourist attraction. So it attracts a lot of people. And I'm telling you, I was there and I could hardly move. I was just like, what am I doing here? Why am I here doing this? But I was like, okay, well, I got to see the tree around Christmas time, which I never do. If I see it, I'll see it way, just probably when they're ready to take it down or something, when it's like dried up and, not even worth anything. And then, of course, the second picture on the right is Saks Fifth Avenue, which you guys know. I mean, I know if you're not a New Yorker, maybe you don't know, but they always dress it up into all of these different themes during Christmas time. So it's usually really fun and to see it. I hadn't seen it in a couple of years. And so I was like, oh, let's go by Saks and see. And part of it is while we were, marching down the street, we walked right past it. So I was like, all right, I'm going to come back and take some photos of Saks Fifth Avenue, or I would not even have been over there. So, and then right down the street, we went to see some skating and stuff like that. So New York could be really fun during Christmas. It's just a lot of people. It is, well, actually, I'm going to show you. It is just craziness. So let me show you. I have a little video of just the madness of New York, what it's like. And this is just a tiny, tiny, tiny little piece of a one block thing. But here's a little bit of New York during Christmas time. So yeah, so that's a little bit of New York. That of the last bit was at Bryant Park, and there were so many people. Actually, I had to do like a major zoom in to even get the shots on the ice because there were so many people in front of me. It was just like, gee. So I did not, spend a whole lot of time there because it was just like, goodness. Sometimes I forget because I tend to avoid a lot of the crowded places in Times Square. And so I was just like, oh my goodness, I cannot. I'm just going to leave it for the tourists and come back when they have, enjoyed and then gone home and all of that stuff, But that's just a little tiny bit about of New York during the Christmas time, and it can be really crazy here. But other than that, let's just stay in the comments, see how your Christmas has been going. If you don't celebrate Christmas, whatever you're doing for the holidays, Kwanzaa, I know, whatever else you're celebrating, just let me know what else. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. She's like, thank you, Petal, for the show. You're welcome. Um, let's see. Oh no, Patricia, hello. She said, hello, Squaddies, Petal. I'm sick today. Oh, I'm bedbound. Please pray I feel better. Thank you. Well, absolutely, I will pray that you feel better. That sucks. Oh man. And so I will pray that you get better. Please, lots of whatever soups and teas and all of those things. Ginger is my go-to cure-all for everything. Ginger and garlic. So yes, everything. The solution is always ginger. So just get yourself some ginger, my love, and sleep lots. And we will be praying. Oh, thank you so much, Black Queen, our awesome moderator and Two-Cents crew member. Says thank you, Petal, for your unwavering support of H&M and all good things. Oh, I appreciate your passion and humanity, lady after my own heart. Oh, boundless blessings to you and yours during the holiday. Oh, thank you so much, Black Queen. And you got a super sticker. Oh, you are. Thank you so much for your generosity. Oh man, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it so very much, and I am so happy you're here and a part of this community. Thank you. Boxing Day, it symbolizes generosity as the affluent once boxed surplus items for the less fortunate. Oh, well, there you go. I was thinking something very different. I was thinking something like boxing, like you're like a boxing match. I was not thinking this at all. Thank you. So it's like, oh my goodness. Well, this is actually great. A day of giving. And this is, this was not what I was thinking Boxing Day. I was thinking the sport boxing. That's where my mind was. That isn't, well, thank you. This is why I love our community. Thank you very much. Lottie says, if I had come to New York, I would have sent you a message and take you to lunch. Oh, well, I would have loved to come to lunch with you, Lottie. So when you come to New York, let me know. We can hang out and have lunch. Absolutely. Oh, hi, Lizette. Lizette says, happy holidays from Austria. And thanks for your super informative podcast. Oh, you're welcome. Happy holidays to you in Austria. I would love to know how you celebrate in Austria. I know in different countries you celebrate different times. And some people celebrate it like the night before, like Christmas Eve, and they do all their, opening of presents, a very German thing to do as well. And I know a lot of people celebrate differently. So I'd love to hear. So that's awesome. But thank you guys. What is going on in our world apart from Christmas stuff? Well, this is the time for year-end things, and everybody's doing their year-end, and it's so funny. I happened to just run into this. One of our squaddies posted it on X, and PA, which is the press association in the UK, so they were doing their basically their top stories for the year. And one of the things, it's so amazing to me. I'm just gonna move my banner so that way it's out of the way. But hey, if you're here and you have not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe and hit like and share this podcast so we keep growing the channel. And subscribe. Yes, subscribe to our channel. That would be awesome too. Be a member of our 2 Cents crew. But anyway, PA put out basically their top stories of the year. And it's very funny. 3 of the stories feature someone who doesn't even live there anymore. And it's so wild. Their year in review, of course, their number 1 story in January, Spare. Spare goes on sale. So funny. They have this video. And the only story in that whole year that featured the royal was the coronation. That was it. The only story. And here is Harry, who doesn't even live there anymore. Feed their story in January, Spare their story in June when Prince Harry came back to testify at the his court hearing on June 6th, and then December when he won. And so it's just like, Harry rules the country. I'm like, he doesn't even live there. And you think of all the things that, William, like his, they call it the Super Bowl of green initiatives, his Earthshot Mass, and you think of Kate Middleton and all of her early years busy stuff that she does, and the king and all, whatever it is he does. And, he just spoke at one of those COP 20, I don't even know what the number is by now, 28, 29, whatever it is. Just, you would think those would be the top stories, right? You would think, apart from the coronation, one of those would be the top stories, and yet it does not feature in there. And this is to tell you the influence of Prince Harry. No matter how much reporters in the British press want to say otherwise, Harry and Meghan are king and queen of that country, and they don't even have to live there. And it's awesome. And of course, Spare. Again, Spare is just tops in everything, as we know. And booksellers are, they're like, oh my gosh, we had Spare last year. What are we going to do? And so their article is Nightmare Before Christmas. It's like, wow. And it's all about how, the difficulties that's happening right now in the publishing world, selling books. And, last year was great because of Spare, but this year it's a little bit challenging. And so this is what this article is bemoaning. And so part of the article, it says the increased price of books haven't helped. Nonfiction paper books have broken their 10 pound barrier. Big little fiction hard books are now 25 pounds, up from 20. I will happily argue that this is exceptional value for a lifetime of joy you're getting, especially in comparison to the 4-pound coffee that lasts 30 minutes. But to those buying presents while watching their budget, these price increases, even if just psychologically, are putting people off. The other challenge is that there's a lack of a must-buy titles. Last year, Prince Harry's Spare was a sales juggernaut. These sales were predominantly from Amazon, supermarkets, and Waterstones. But even with independent bookshops, the book's water cooler status drove more people into the stores. This year, there's nothing that comes close. And on it goes. But that's just it. Prince Harry Spare did such an amazing job for the book industry last year. And of course, with Spare, and then you have Britney Spears' book came out, and then you have Jada, and all of these other books came out this year. And all of a sudden next year, you're like, what are we going to sell people? And then they hike the price as well. It's like, I don't know, so, but if you're like me, you buy books because, you want to keep feeding your mind, but not a lot of people are into it. They probably just would rather watch a YouTube video or something. And, but again, Spare, man, it just spares everything. And the Spare did this for the book industry this year that I don't know that they'll be able to repeat that for a little bit. So they are definitely a little scared about next year. But again, can't beat Spare for this year, man. Can't beat Spare. And talk about ratings and beating stuff. I don't know if you guys had a chance to watch the King's speech. I didn't. I keep meaning to watch it, and I was like, oh God. So when I go off to walk, and on my long walk today, I'll probably listen to it. I think it's like about 10 or 12 minutes or something like that. But if you were paying attention to the ratings, out of what, 50 million people, I guess, or something, whatever it is, the UK now, between 50, 55 million people, only 5.9 decided, like, oh, let's watch our head of state speech. 5.9 million on BBC One, across all, because it aired on BBC One, but it also aired on different outlets as well. So what I'm understanding is that from all the other outlets, with all the other outlets combined, it's about 7 million, but still. It's only between 5 and 7 point whatever million people out of 55 million people in the UK. This is your head of state, his big speech. Yeah, and then you compare that to last year, which was the first year he was doing it as king. He had 10.7 million people across all channels last year. Because I know, it's the first one. Everybody wants to hear what he was going to say. Not that it was, what he's going to say was surprising to anybody or all that earth-shattering or all that enlightening. It's the same nonsense they say all the time. And a lot of, stuff they say is just hypocritical and whatever else. But again, this is your head of state, and over like 50 million people, or just about 50 million people, just didn't care enough to watch it. And it's like, okay, maybe some of them watch it online. That I'm gonna give it, I'm gonna give it that too. Maybe others watch it online, like I would. Maybe that's the reason. I don't know, but this doesn't look good. And not only that, you have this with Kate with her Christmas Carol thing that she does every year, and she seemed to enjoy it. I mean, that's something to do. Look, if it helps, because I think it was about, I guess it was for the people who work in the area of her early years stuff that she does. I think that's what it was this year. And look, if it helps and bring a little joy to people, look, I'm not here for Kate, but look, it's more important than her. If it brings some joy and some Christmas cheer to people in this, kudos for her. But again, you look at the ratings. You're looking at the ratings. Only 2.5 million people cared. And this is something that ITV, if you read Scobie book, one of the things Scobie talked about was the documentary that he was on, where ITV, not wanting to, hurt their relationship with the royal family, edited or toned down or muted his comments when he talked about how William, leaked information about Harry's mental health. And they, even though it was something that others had reported, ITV went ahead and allowed the palace to basically bully them into, editing Omid's part in the documentary, because they didn't want to hurt stuff like this, where, not getting Kate's show on their channel. But I'm like, even though they have Kate's show, this 2.5 million, this is what, the third or the fourth year she's doing this, and she's only been able to get to, this is not valuable. There's no value to, I mean, again, look, it may bring joy to people's lives, whatever. But if I'm thinking in terms of a channel, and I'm thinking in terms of, what is, I don't know, in terms of ratings and all of that stuff, this isn't, this is nothing to write home about. Again, we're talking about 50 million people, or at least over 50 million people, again, didn't care to use their Christmas Eve to watch Kate and doing whatever it is she's doing. I didn't see the show. I didn't even see a clip of the show, so I don't even know what they did on the show. But it's just, for me, very interesting that, again, if you read their tabloids and their press, and you see them plastered over the front pages and all of that stuff, you would think that represents the feelings or the thoughts of the country, even their royalists. You would think that that represents, a lot of what the people are thinking and how they, their watching habits or viewing habits or any of that. And that could not be further from the truth. So my point is, why are you putting these people on your front pages? People don't care about them. If you have to, when you put them on your front page, and you always have to reference to people that have not been in your country, have not spent, especially Christmas, for like 4 years, then you have a problem. It's time to move on and realize, like, this isn't it. This isn't it. But again, look, if they give, back to the bottom line, if it gave a few people some joy, it did what it did. So there you go. But it's just very, very interesting to me. But I don't know if you guys watched it. Let me know what you think. And I'm going to watch it when I go on my walk. Oh, hi, Lydia. Lydia saying hi to Laverne Showers. So, hi, Lydia. Merry Christmas. Rosa says, Kate never played piano. She faked the whole thing. Oh, did she do the piano again this time? I know a lot of people were saying that she faked it the last time. Even a pianist was saying the way where her hands were, the notes, that it was impossible to have those notes or whatever it is. I don't know, piano speak. But in other words, she was faking. And apparently there was another pianist there as well playing along with her. Why do you need to do all that nonsense? Just don't play the thing if you can't play it, or play it and not, just be real. If you're not that good, you tried your best. But why I would never understand why people do stuff like that and then pretend, and then you get found out, and then it's embarrassing. And it's just like, yeesh. So, Nalothandu says, South Africans on Twitter and Facebook are insulting their president's Christmas message with all the swear words you can think of. Oh no, President Ramaphosa, they're insulting him. Oh no, I don't want to think what he would have said. Oh dear. Ooh. Goodness, that's not good. Let's see what else is happening in the world. And then there's this mess I came across. I'm like, I was just like, did I even put this in here? This is just nonsense. Nicholas Witchell, as we know, he is the BBC broadcaster that Charles was caught on hot mic saying how much he can't stand that man. When, a few years ago when William and Harry were much younger, and they were pretending to smile for the camera, and he's like, oh, I cannot stand. And Nicholas Witchell has been, that hasn't stopped him from licking royal boots. So he is retiring apparently, and he's coming up. I think the end of the year might be the last time he's on. So he did this interview with Roy Anika, and part of that interview is exactly what the Daily Mail has covered here. He basically, Nicholas Witchell, an old white man, is claiming that race wasn't a significant factor in just in Meghan's time in the British. And to his credit, I listened to the little clip of it where he was saying that, but he did pivot and said, but as an older white man, she could have seen this very different. But just the idea of putting that out there, he knows what that would be. He knows how it will come off. He knows exactly what would be picked up. And just the idea of even saying it or thinking it. And I think, look, again, white folks, especially older white people, please don't try to tell Black people what is racism for them. Please don't do it. Anyways, the idea of this man is like, no, it's not racism. Yes, well, yeah, it's something you wouldn't be able to see, especially when you're part. I mean, we all remember that interview, not interview, but that report when Archie was born, and Nicholas Witchell is standing there, and he is mumbling and fumbling his way trying to do it, and what he doesn't want to say. Archie is the first biracial or Black child, and he's coming up and all trying to twist himself into a pretzel to do it, and he just made a mess of the whole report. And so he talked about it, that was one of his worst moments. Yeah, because it's like a racist person trying not to be racist on live TV when everybody knows what is going on, you know. And he also went on to say that Meghan should have been less impatient with the royal aides who bent over backwards. And it's funny because he named the royal aides, for example, Jason Knopf. And I mean, if you're a squatty, I don't have to, we don't have to go over what Jason Knopf and others have done. And so, yes, Meghan should have been less impatient. Yeah, stay there and take the abuse and the racism and all of that stuff, and stay there and with those people who supposedly bent over backwards while calling you Meghan and the degree wife, and while leaking your private information to the press, so to help the tabloids to win a case against you and all of those things. Yeah, she should have been less impatient. Just, again, this is what a royalist is like. They just see everything the royal family and their aides do is perfect and right, and you need to suck it up and you need to take abuse because, well, that's what you're supposed to do, so that you can give people like Nicholas Witchell stuff to write about. You're not supposed to walk out and value yourself and value your mental health. Oh no, you're supposed to stay there and take the abuse. And yep, that's what Nicholas Witchell, that's the message from Nicholas Witchell this Christmas. It's unbelievable. Just like, you people are crazy. You are crazy. And then there's this other article with Prince William, apparently Prince William secret booze benders. I don't believe it. It's just like, and with these tabloids again, we've seen how they just make stuff up. And there was an article, I think it was last week, where Mike Tyndall was talking about 1 pint Willie or something like that, where William could only really handle 1 pint of drink or one glass of drink, something like that. And I think that if I could be wrong, but for me, that's probably where this article comes from. It's like they heard something and they ran a mile with it and stretch it all over, and of course blamed Harry and Meghan for it, because obviously we need to bring Harry and Meghan into it too, as being the reason why Prince William is having these secret booze benders. It's just like, so unless for me I get it, they come up with evidence for this, I would just not even, because I've seen a lot of people talking about this. And as I, just to be fair, as they make up stuff about Meghan and Harry and just, they just pull stuff out of the air and just throw it out there. And I think one of the reasons is the Sussexes have been silent. They have been under their tree, minding their own business. The tabloids, the British tabloids, have nothing to write about. So, as animals go, they have to feed, so they'll start feeding on William and Kate. So if they don't come up with something, and you see, especially throwing the kids out there, we saw them throwing another picture of the kids out there, all of that stuff to pacify the press. We have the kids all over the press, all of that stuff to pacify the press. They don't have Harry and Meghan to kick around because, again, the Sussexes have been quiet. So don't be surprised if they are not able to feed the press. You'll see more of these articles, whether they're true or not. But I guess for this, unless, especially with stuff with alcoholism and stuff, unless there's, for me, concrete evidence, I don't put much. Which is not to say it can't be true. William does have his anger issues. I don't know that about this booze stuff, because it just seemed to be a takeoff of what Mike Tyndall said, and they just basically running a mile with it for clicks, obviously. So, but we'll see. We'll put a a thumbnail into that, or thumbtack into that, and see if more people talk about it or not. So yeah. What else? Away from all that drama, our wonderful Simone Biles. I know there's been a lot of drama with Simone Biles, not even with her, with her husband lately. I know Twitter has been going a little crazy with that. And Simone, we talked about Simone earlier during the World Championships, when I thought Antwerp was in Germany. It's just like, And our wonderful squaddies corrected me. Thank you all. I just don't know. But anyways, it says American gymnast Simone Biles is the Associated Press Female Athlete of the Year 2023, as she should be. This is the third time Biles has won the award. The 26-year-old dazzled in her return to competition following a 2-year break after the 2020 Olympics. And we covered that at length on here during that time, and her winning all of those medals. Oh, she was fantastic, along with the other ladies from the US team and also the young lady from Brazil as well. And so congratulations to Simone, and boo to her husband, who decided to do an interview saying that, oh, he didn't know her, when even though she said it too, but I think it's the way he went about it, claiming that he is the catch in the relationship, and Twitter did not take too kindly to that. I'm like, dude, you need to just be silent for like the rest of the next 5 years, because Twitter will take you out. And no, you're not the catch in this relationship. It's just like, it's one of those things where it irked people, because the way how he came across, it was like he was minimizing who Simone Biles is. Every single person on earth and their dog knows who Simone Biles is. And for you to come and do an interview trying to have a straight face, acting like you never heard of Simone Biles before she contacted you, it's a little ridiculous. It's like, oh yeah, I wasn't paying attention to gymnastics, when of course you put something on Twitter, they'll, Twitter detectives will find it. When in 2012, he was like tweeting about Gabby Douglas, and she was she's also on the gymnastics team. And so everybody's been calling him out for being a liar and trying to minimize Simone. But Simone loves her husband and they seem to be happy. But girl, make sure that he don't be, minimizing who you are and minimizing your talent, and don't be minimizing yourself for that man either. So, but anyways, congratulations to Simone. And, maybe one day her husband will be out of Twitter's doghouse. He's going to be in there for a while. So, yeah. Finally, well, not finally, but what's happening in the other side of the world, not other side of the world, but in the Middle East. Yesterday was Christmas, and everyone here is celebrating Christmas. Unfortunately, the birthplace of Jesus, they canceled Christmas. That's right. Christmas was canceled. Why? They are being bombed. And this is from Bethlehem. Bethlehem cancels Christmas this year. A midnight mass in the Palestinian city church of the Nativity will only be held to mourn the loss of the lives in Gaza. And they have been, it's so crazy. Netanyahu, with this man is just, I have to believe this man is psycho, because he is out there giving, wishing Christians around the world Merry Christmas, while his military are literally bombing the churches. It's just like, this is craziness. And also yesterday, no, that's not Germany during World War II, during the Holocaust. No, that was yesterday. Israelis were doing exactly that, stripping men, women, and children naked, only with shorts, I guess, have them kneel blindfolded, and who knows what they have done to these men and women. And this was yesterday, while wishing the world Merry Christmas and bombing churches. This is what they were doing. And again, this is reminiscent of what the Nazis did to the Jews back in, during the Holocaust. And so there they are yesterday. So Christmas was canceled in the birthplace of Jesus. It boggles the mind. It really, now we are 20,000, about 800 and something, almost 8,000 children have been killed. Yesterday was one of the bloodiest days, and it just, yeah. So pray for Bethlehem, pray for the people in Bethlehem, pray for the people in Gaza and the West Bank. It's madness there. And some people are just losing hope. And so who knows when this is going to end. So let's keep praying for them and support in whatever way you can. And whether it's calling your Congress people, writing, emailing the president, right? I mean, at this point, it's just like, it's anything, anything this has to end. So unless they're planning to wipe out everybody in Palestine, I mean, yeah. Anyway, so please pray, continue to pray for them. Yeah, that would be awesome. And finally, Africa Parks and Santibali wished everyone a Merry Christmas or happy whatever season's greetings, or however you celebrate. So Africa Pod says, as we approach the end of the year, we wish to extend our gratitude to you for your support for helping us conserve Africa biodiversity for the benefit of wildlife and people. Wishing you a joyous holiday season and a prosperous new year. Thank you, Africa Parks. And Santibali says, from our team at Santibali Lesotho, we wish you and your family a Merry Christmas and a safe, healthy, and a safe holiday season. And so that is from Harry's, both of Harry's two charities. So yeah, that's it. I'm gonna stay in the chat and see what you guys are up to. And yeah. Let's see. Arrington W says, and I agree. N is psycho. He kills to stay in power. He must go now for everything different to happen. Yeah, I mean, the people in Israel are protesting him. They literally were at his door, I think it was last night, at his house protesting. So there are a lot of people in Israel that are they want this to end. Today, there was a young man. I was so proud of him. He's also Israeli. He refused to sign up for the war. So he's going to go to jail for about, I think, 30 days, they said, for refusing to go. He refused. He's against this genocide, and he refuses to sign up. And so I was like, kudos, young man. So he's the first. Hopefully there would be more, because it's ridiculous. It is, yeah. So, yes, I totally agree. He needs to be removed from power. Absolutely agree. There are a lot more people that needs to go. So Karen Warner, hey Karen. Karen says, I don't believe the William alcohol stuff. It's an attention stunt for William to bring him some relevancy and sympathy. Don't bite. They're still manipulating the people. Leave that for English believers. Oh yeah, you can see that, because of obviously when you put in, you notice that they put it there, and then they put the reason he is doing it is because of Harry and Meghan. So he's, according to them, an alcoholic because of Harry and Meghan. So it's just like, yeah, no, ridiculous. Now, it's not impossible that could be the case, but unless there's absolute evidence, that's ridiculous. That's another way for them to, and you're right, Karen, gain sympathy for him and attack the Sussexes for something they have nothing to do with. So yeah. Veronica says, he is Mr. Simone Biles. Nobody knows his name. How is he the catch? Which is everyone's question. Like, I don't even know the man's name. I have no idea what his name. Never heard of him before, Simone. I mean, I wasn't watching or following football for a long time, so that's probably the reason I had no idea who he is. But I'm telling you, I had nobody, and everyone has the same comment. Like, what is his name even? Everyone knows him as Simone Biles' husband. And you dare to sit there thinking you're the catch? It's like, dude, you're gonna be in Twitter's doghouse for a long time. Just stay silent, stay off Twitter, and pray for mercy. When Black Twitter is after you, you are in trouble. Gwen says, these people can't stand for Black people to be brilliant. I know, and especially for a Black man to be doing it too. It is just so ridiculous. Like, dude, even white people were on his case. I'm like, thank you. It's just like, it's so funny. And they even had this Twitter, and it was very funny. It was actually, I think it was 2 or 3 white couples that they were like, the women were asking the husband, who, you look at them, they would, you would think like they would know nothing about gymnastics or whatever. And so they were doing these challenges to find out if the husbands knew who Simone Biles were. And these men who you would never even think, they're like, yeah, she's the GOAT. Of course I know Simone Biles. And this guy, for them to be whatever, whatever they're into and know who she is. And for this man who was following gymnastics when Gabby Duck to be sitting there trying to, with a straight face, claiming, "Oh, I never heard of her," and I'm the I was like, dude, stay silent, don't speak. So let's see. Hmm. Lady C says, "Hello, Petal. The fact that they blame Princess Meghan for everything. I remember documentary Prince Harry stating that he made the decision to leave, that she did not ask. She did not ask. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, absolutely. Yes, you're not wrong at all. It was Harry's decision. People want to blame Meghan because they just cannot accept the fact that Harry just doesn't want to be there. And even though the same reporters will turn around and say, "Yeah, Harry always wanted to go. He was always wanting to leave the institution. It just wasn't a right fit." They would say it, but then they will turn around and claim, "Oh, but Meghan is the one that Meghan is the one that either forced him to leave, brainwashed him to leave, manipulate him to leave, whatever." No, Harry wanted to be out of there for a long time. They just refuse to accept that Harry just doesn't want to be a part of that. He doesn't want to be a part of something that is for them the epic and the ultimate. And Harry and Meghan are two people that doesn't care about it. So there you go. And not to say Harry doesn't care about it. Harry does. He just doesn't want to be a part of it, and definitely not the way that it's run right now. So yeah. Because again, Harry is not anti-monarchy. He's never been. He just does not like the relationship between the monarchy and the press, and how he knows and he's been, experienced how dangerous that is. But he sees the monarchy as something that, because again, with their influence, their power, their money, their access, they could be such an instrument for good, which is what he sees, and he sees what they can be, but they refuse to do it. So there you go. C-Mac says, "Hey, C-Mac." C-Mac says that he wanted to leave, but they hate Meghan. They hate Meghan, gave him the reason and the means to escape. Yeah. But, I mean, yeah, it just... yeah. Let's see. Angelina. Hello, Angelina Stanley. Angelina said, "Sadly, too many Black men are out here embarrassing themselves with this toxic behavior of trying to humiliate Black women, and the whole world's not having it. I hope he learns his lesson." I hope so too. I really do hope so too. Like, he understands, like, look, dude, nobody knows your name other than your Simone Biles husband. You're not the catch. And this is not to put down any man. Okay, I respect man. I am not here to put down any man, but I'm here to put down this situation in this, what he did to her, not him personally. I don't know the man, so I'm not here to put that, but his attitude, no, that's not gonna fly, especially you're dealing with somebody and you're speaking that way of someone just about everybody in the world look respect. Because, I mean, look at the woman's dude, you don't do crazy stuff like that. Don't do it, So, yeah, I know. It just, yeah. And which is some stuff like that, it makes me nervous, because I'm like, if you're that open in public with saying stuff like that, what do you say in private? And I hope for Simone's sake that he is not worse than that in private, that she doesn't always have to build herself up, that he is somebody that will build her up, you know what I mean? And I'm like, dude, to say that in public, it always makes me a little nervous, because what do you do and say in private? So anyways, for her sake, I'm hoping for the best, and I'm hoping that I'm wrong in my thoughts. So yeah. Rootsy says, "I don't know. Simone's husband make that just about everybody else. Shame on him. It's a lesson learned for him." And look, he is a young guy. He is 20 something. I don't know. I think he's 20 something. I think he's probably a little older than she is. And so, you know what? When you're in your 20s, you make mistakes. And hopefully you grow. I saw one Twitter person was like, "Okay, so we need to have what Stedman, Oprah's husband, husband or boyfriend or whatever he's to Oprah, and Serena Williams' husband, Alex, and somebody else to have a chat with him so that he understands and he's able to deal with a woman who has has a higher stature than him, that will make more money than him, that he needs, at that age, it must be a little bit challenging. You think like you're the catch when your wife is just held at a higher level than you are. So I was just like, yeah, I think this he can use some help in that department from like an Alex Serena Williams's husband, and Oprah's Stedman, Oprah's boyfriend, Stedman. What it's like to either marry or have a partner who, one, makes more money than you, more popular than you, have a higher standing than you, and everything. Yeah, that can help. Again, he's in 20 something, so it's that age where you just make boneheaded mistakes. So I guess some grace. I'll have to extend some grace. Yeah. Nolothandu says Simone's husband disease called the inferiority complex. Yeah, very much so. Very, very much so. Cookies and Cream. Hello, Cookies and Cream, our awesome moderator. How are you? Cookies and Cream says, Harry's living the life he always wanted in a beautiful home with his wife and children and dogs. He's so proud that he's a husband and father. I love the way he always says, my wife. Yeah, exactly. And Meghan always says, my husband, to the chagrin of a lot of people who were upset at her for always saying her husband. I was like, y'all just jealous because you're not the husband. You don't have him as your husband. Y'all just jealous. So there you go. Gwen says, basically, this man sounds jealous. Yeah, it came across that insecurity, inferiority complex that Nolothandu just mentioned. That all, I think, played all in there. That ego played a lot in there. To have a woman like Simone Biles, I'm telling you, takes a strong man. And yeah, so again, he's 20 something he can grow from, hopefully quickly, and don't do interviews talking about his wife for a long time until he's grown. So there you go. Gwen says, Harry said he would do anything to protect his family. Yes, and he has. So kudos to Prince Harry. And let's see a couple more before we end. Bernie says Simone Biles' husband humiliated her in public. He should publicly apologize to her. Well, the funny thing is, like, she basically were a little bit defensive for him because, again, she's the wife, and I understand she's in a tricky situation. So, yeah, but you could see that kind of I am really embarrassed smile that she was doing. And it was like, this is really odd and weird and embarrassing. But, again, they're both in their 20s. And so something that they can both learn from. And yeah, he definitely needs some husbands, some older husbands in his life to help him through this period. Karen says, Princess Meghan will always get the blame for Prince Harry finally standing up for himself and having a voice now that the strength of a strong woman who believes in him and shows him he is not crazy. Exactly. And they want in the UK, they want you weak and controllable. And the moment they can't control you, you become difficult. That's right. Let's see. Emerald Derek. Emerald says he's just a silly man who needs to learn what must be said in public and what must be private. Yep. And again, look, he is 20 something. We've all made boneheaded mistakes and said some boneheaded things. This is me giving grace here. Although, like I said, it was boneheaded. And so maybe, this is a learning moment and that he'll grow from this. Lauren, hello, Lauren. Lauren says, people used to get upset that Meghan used to call the Queen's Harry's grandmother and said it was disrespectful. But she was humanizing the Queen. Many Brits failed to do that. Yeah, I mean, it's like it's kind of like when we say, people will say, Kate Middleton, or what is it, Princess Kate or something, or Duchess Kate. And people would be like, no, 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 it's not Duchess Kate or Princess Kate. It's Catherine, Princess of, and it's just like, look, I don't care. I don't care. This is what I'm calling her, and I don't care. And so some of them get highly annoyed. And especially the fact that Meghan was close to the Queen, and that she actually had a relationship that really irks a lot of them. And so, but yeah, it just, they don't want that humanized queen. They want that queen who, that stiff upper lip, who puts gloves on her hands before she touches you kind of person. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Rhonda says the mere fact he was being interviewed on the topic was his wife is proof she is the bigger catch than he is. Oh, very good point. Very good point. I'm funny. Let's see. Regina says the situation with Harry and Meghan made me reset to Charles' treatment of Diana. Oh yeah, definitely. And it's so funny. I saw a clip, I think someone was saying that part of Charles's message, and again, I haven't listened to it, was about treating each other the way you want to be treated. And I was like, dude, that's a little hypocritical. As with everything Charles does, is hypocrisy all over the place. And I'm like, you may want to revisit that and really, internalize that a little bit. And, while you're doing it, look in a mirror while you're doing that too. It's crazy. It is. Let's see. Dolores says the royal family has been playing games at covering their tracks. They want us talking about anything but them. Yeah, well, the funny thing is they want us to talk about them, but the way they want us to talk about them. And, the way the tabloids talk about them, they don't want us talking about the truth at all in any sense of the word. So, yeah. Let's see. But Kids and Noah says, can Russell Wilson have a sit down with this young man about keeping your personal opinion at home? That's a good person, actually. He is a husband of Sierra. Really great husband to Sierra. That would be a great person to sit down and have a chat with this young man. What is his name again? Owen something? See, I forgot what his name is. Simone Biles' husband. I'm like, dude, yeah, Russell Wilson would be a perfect person because he is such a model for what a husband, at least what they show us in public, what a husband and how you treat your wife, and then how you speak about your wife. So yeah. Angelina says they hate Meghan is familiar. They hate Meghan was familiar and easy with the Queen. Harry refers to her as Granny. Maybe Huey too said it was okay with Harry being referred to that way to Meg. Yeah, I mean, people want to, they want to act like if they know the relationship that the Queen have with people, especially say with Meghan. And it's just like, yeah, y'all are not part of the royal family. Maybe stay silent. So anyways. Monica says, Kissendor ITA, Russell Wilson is a dream husband. Yeah, as far as we can tell, as far as they present to us and show us, he seemed to be a really great guy. And so that would be a perfect person for Simone Biles' husband to have a chat with. Kids know said, she's talking to Veronica again. Says, yes, he is. Love how he treats all the kids the same until some media titles media titles something over the years. Not sure what you mean, but yes, if it's it seemed what you're saying, that yeah, he treats his family well, and in public treats them, especially his wife. She seems to be an amazing man. Karen says, I hope people will use the love and relationship Prince Harry and Princess Meghan have as an example of strength in their love. As an example to strengthen their love and relationship with their partners. And I know I certainly did with my relationship. But that's awesome. That's awesome, Karen. It's a good example there. That's wonderful. And Marilyn says, Elizabeth was the UK queen, not the queen of everyone. I could never respond to people in the firm as though they were worthy of worship. We are all equal. Same here, Karen. Same here, Marilyn. I don't relate to any of that nonsense. I'm like, I bow to God alone. That's it. I don't, it's, even curtsy is like, seriously? No. No, just no. So Gwen says, you better realize he will always be known as Simone's husband. I know, like, dude, you really are putting that stamp on your head. Simone's husband. You don't need to know my name. I am Simone's husband. That's it. I mean, he definitely stepped in it there. So anyways, but that's it, guys. I'm going to run off and grab some food. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you. For hanging out again. Hope you all had a fantastic holiday. We'll be here before the New Year's, do a little bit of countdown stuff of our, you know what, guys? What I haven't decided what day yet, but how about we do a call-in? I was thinking we could do a call-in and we could do like our countdown of our favorite Harry and Meghan moments for the year. That would be really cool, but I'm gonna need y'all to call in your top Harry and Meghan moments. We're gonna do like 10, so I'm gonna need 10 people, no pressure, to call in and give me their top Harry and Meghan moments for the year. So I'm thinking either Wednesday or Thursday. So please don't leave me hanging. Call in. And so tomorrow I'll figure out, confirm exactly either if it'll be Wednesday or Thursday. Call it and we can do our countdown for the Sussexes. So anyway, guys, I love you all. Thank you so much to our awesome 2 Cents crew who support the channel monthly, and also some of you who donate and buy super stickers and all of that in the chat. I appreciate it so much. Thank you. And also some of you who donate via PayPal or Cash App. Thank you. So anyways, guys, I will chat with you later. Have a fantastic day. Bye. See you.